We have been having so much fun these last few months. With that being said, Gretchen and I have had our challenges. We've alluded to mental and physical health issues in the past, but today we are talking about them head on. I'm not sure if it's the fear that speaking these issues out loud might make them even more real, or just the general shame that comes with not being 100% healthy all the time. At the end of the day, there's no progress in silence. I'm Elaine Sims, and I have alopecia. Please join my dear friend Gretchen Brune and I as we continue our endless journey to find our happy pace.
I only have one layer on.
I see.
I like how you're in tank top and shorts.
And you're in long sleeves and leggings.
And leggings. Full length leggings.
Yeah, cut me in my leggings.
What was that?
Yeah, cut me in my leggings.
I don't even know. I love it.
Also, this is sore too, which
Ugh.
is a good thing, but...
Ew. I don't want to know that.
Well, not there, but here.
Okay.
The hip flexors.
Have been worked out because you got some abductors.
It did, so one of the exercises is you put a kettlebell on your, around your foot.
Yeah.
And you slow down. You don't think that feels that bad. And then you put a kettlebell on and
No, I wouldn't. I think I'm gonna do that on the balance board that I have.
and you do it till fatigue. Everything I have is until fatigue.
Until fatigue.
Yeah.
Do you do them in sets of whatever until fatigue, and then, or is it
Just until
just
fatigue.
so each side just until fatigue?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
all my exercises she gave me.
Oh!
Cause she's like, as a runner, you're every mile, each foot is landing, 750 times or something.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, it's 15, whatever half of 1500 roughly is.
Yep, exactly 700.
Yeah, look at that. Math at 6 a.m.
Speaking of math, should we start running?
Probably. That's kind of nice, just walking.
So how many miles you got today?
7-ish.
Okay.
What are you going for?
I'm gonna go for 10. See where I land. Shoot for the moon. All that.
The moon. It's when we're in the dark.
Love it. Yesterday felt so nice.
No, not that trash.
No, I didn't stop soon enough. I would have had to backtrack. Plus, I'm loving the view of Art Hill and such.
The art museum is glowing.
It really is.
Magical with some, stretching and a little strength work.
Yeah.
Will do. I already feel pretty good.
That's amazing.
Quarter of a mile in.
That's incredible.
She's great, though.
Shout out to
Vanda.
She's like Cher.
Yeah. She's actually one of Mark's PWS athletes. Tells you met Laura, but...
Yeah.
I was like, okay. This makes sense. That looked good.
Nope. We got speed-wise. Oh, a little fast.
Yeah, keep by line. If the car isn't paying attention.
I'm gonna pick up this trash.
Like that's gonna be tricky to pick up. You gotta fully
7,
stop.
8, 9, 10. Alright.
He's in the zone.
There it is. Very bright light to it. Ooh, yay.
I shall light the way.
Gretchen said, let there be light. Except she didn't. I said it for her.
You did. Thank you.
She's right here. I could have I literally just said, Gretchen said.
Let there be light.
There you go. She picked up on it.
You did. I'm kind of awake.
Yeah. Well, but eventually we'll get a take of this how it works. So, alright, Gretchen. I know it's been a while.
It has. Just the two of us.
Yeah. We were battling some ice storm for a while, and windstorms.
Then some, like, frigid temperatures.
None of which are very conducive to recording.
Yeah, not really. Or running.
Yeah, but recording while running. Honestly, safety concerns.
Extra challenging.
Yeah. When we're on ice, I don't want that to be, like, recorded if I fall. And then to break my mic on top of that would be...
Yeah, that would suck a big one.
So, I'm glad that now that it's mid-March, we've gotten a little bit of break in the weather.
Minus this damn wind.
We'll see how long this break holds in the weather. What do you think?
We'll probably have at least one cold day. But I think we're on the up and up.
I just feel like I'm gonna get weather whiplash for the next few weeks.
I mean, we kind of already had, like, our fake spring, sorta, kinda, and then Sunday was cold.
Yeah, that's true. We did have, what do they call the fake springs? There's a word for it. I don't know.
Fall spring?
I feel like there's some sort of, like, idiom for it or something. Anyway.
You idiom.
Hey. So, I'm glad to be back at it.
Me too. It was a rough winter.
It really was. It was actually, like, challenging in many respects. We'll get to this in another episode where I recap basically, in 2025, my goal is to run 20-25 miles.
What?
And pick up 20-25 pieces of trash alongside
Wow.
that. We'll recap that later. How that's going, a nice little quarterly check-in.
But for now, since, for me, health is top of mind, being semi-injured right now.
Yes. And I would be remiss to not ask you, how's that going?
I think we found the solution. Went to PT yesterday. Kind of confirmed some tightness in my hip flexors, a little weakness, and then some weakness, in the old glutes.
The keister.
So yeah, hope to, do those exercises regularly and hopefully be on the mend.
Love it. Trying not to push the pace.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll slow us down on the downhill. Downhill puts up 6 to 7 times our body weight pressure on our legs.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so, doing some PT, hope to fix the issues before it gets too bad. Elaine, I know you're crushing it mile-wise. You're, like, running 10 miles or something crazy today. So, I wouldn't say you're not injured, but you're kind of injured, right?
I got an IT band flare-up, but I'm fighting that pretty well, actually. If you see pretty much my workouts every Monday for the past month, I've been steadily increasing my workouts on my IT band, or on my hips and glutes and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to strengthen the area, doing stuff that I learned in PT last year, in addition to more workouts, and it's actually been really helping, so remembering to always build up my strength is always, a classic runner syndrome thing.
Yep.
But I'm not really worried about that until I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
It's been holding up. That's for sure.
That's good. Hopefully it stays that way, and yeah, I was doing strength, but probably A, not enough, and B, not necessarily in the right spot.
Yep. Whereas this is an existing, just,
it's kind of
weakness. Existing weakness that I have not been, or I've been kind of neglecting. So I need to get right back to it. As I said the other day on my Strava, my hips don't lie. They do communicate that they need some loving and some strength training. So, taking care of you babies.
Yeah, it was interesting. PT yesterday was telling me, like, basically, your hips and your feet are in control, and your knee is kind of getting, like, pulled in multiple directions.
That makes sense.
And for me, just like that visual was like, okay.
Yeah, that's a really powerful visual, actually.
So, like, if you have, you know, like for me, my hips were weak. So, they were just like, loosey-goosey, and my ankle and feet are pretty strong.
Yeah.
So they were doing one thing, and then my knee was just at the mercy of all of it.
Yeah. My pain is typically at my left side. I'm not sure if that means that's where my weakness is. I know it can always be like referral pain.
Yeah.
But, of course, I just work both sides equally, as I'm prone to do.
It's a good strategy. Can we slow it down just a smidgen?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For the listeners, we're trying to do 10-minute pace. Just looked at my watch, said 9:10.
Whoops.
Sorry, Laura.
I mean, it's kind of funny, like,
I'm the bad influence on you.
I first started with Laura, and, like, I was taking my easy runs so easy. Like, average pace was probably, like, 10-15 a mile.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I've probably gotten faster.
I'm a bad influence on
my easy needs to get that much faster.
Yeah. They shouldn't, though.
Hell.
Not for us, not for the type of running we're doing.
Right. Especially if we want, like, high mileage.
Yeah.
Another thing was interesting with PT yesterday. Well, like, my one strength day is my cross training day. But, like, my second strength day, I'm usually pairing with my easy run. She told me you should be doing your strength after your hard run.
Oh.
So then you truly keep your easy days easy and you can recover. And I was like, it's actually a very valid point.
I'm gonna take that and run with it.
That was interesting.
One thing that bothered me yesterday
was your hand?
Yeah. And I know other people have told me I should just go see an OT. Because basically...
Is it only when you run, too?
Yeah. The reason... Gretchen, I'll let you explain what I look like when I run. Or how my gait is.
I mean, I always just notice your arms.
Yeah.
Are, like, down, as opposed to, like, in that runner arm position.
Yeah. Which, again, there is no scientific data, to my knowledge, backing up one or the other in terms of oxygen and efficiency.
Yeah. It's just for you, hanging down feels natural. Or, like, for me, that feels weird.
Well, okay. I'm gonna add to that, because this is a learned position. This is something I had to force myself into.
Arms down?
Yep. So, I was doing a lot of crossbody arm swinging. When I was first running back in 2016, 2017 even.
Okay.
As an adult. And I knew that's inefficient. Like, and I was getting an ab workout while I was running, basically. Moving side to side.
All the twisting?
Yeah. So, I, essentially overcorrected. But, on top of that, if I hold my hands in more of a, typical runner stance that you would notice for too long, I tend to get, tingly in my arm. And my hand, I lose feeling in my thumb, pinky, and index finger.
So I think a nerve is...
Yeah, my guess is that.
Something's getting pinched.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Guess. I'm no doctor.
If there is a doctor, let Elaine know.
Mom, I'm sorry. So that's a health thing.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Let's run the gamut of Elaine's non-injuries.
Elaine is not injured. Disclaimer.
And then, I guess, like, the cherry on top are more of my, like, psychosocial related non-injuries. So, Gretchen, you know this, and there are people in my personal life who definitely know this that, yeah, I've opened up to about, and I'm really trying to not give it as much power as it has, while speaking about it, but I do have, an autoimmune disorder called alopecia areata.
Yeah.
And I actually share this, funnily enough, with one of our mutual running friends. You're aware of this. She has also come about it on social media, but I feel like it's a very not spoken about condition.
Yeah.
So
what is it exactly?
Great question. I'm not a doctor, not an expert. I have a degree in operations and supply chain management and sports management. And disclaimering that. My understanding of what it is that it is an autoimmune disease that your immune system basically is attacking your own hair follicles. So typically in your average day, you lose 50 to 100 hairs.
Yeah.
With any sort of alopecia, that there's an increase. Whatever that looks like, that could be just thinning in the hair. That could be any type of balding. Most of that is related to genetics.
Yeah.
Patterned baldness. Patterned because it's got a pattern to it, and that's typically genetic related.
Okay.
Alopecia areata, they don't really have a source of it other than it's your autoimmune system telling your body basically to release more hairs in spots along your scalp. So what that means is that I have bald spots along my scalp, and I don't have totalis. Totalis would be full baldness. But if you know what you're looking for,
right,
you could see some spots if I'm not wearing my hair in the right ways.
Yeah. So is this like something you can have your whole life, and maybe it goes like dormant, or does it stay active, like once you have it, you have it?
Yes. Short answer. All of those things are possibilities.
Okay.
There is a slim chance, according to WebMD, that it's just a one-time flare-up, but
okay.
I already have history of autoimmune conditions.
Yeah.
Most notably, my juvenile idiopathic spondyloarthropathy.
Right.
That has gone dormant. So maybe my body is just manifesting in different ways now. I don't know.
Huh.
But yeah. So it's basically I will have to monitor and seek treatment for as long as I want, because technically this is only like it can be indicative of something more, but I don't have any other symptoms of any other conditions. And my medical doctors are performing the tests that they should to look into my health, but it really is just more of a psychosocial thing.
Yeah.
The rest of my health is pretty, to my knowledge, unaffected by it. And to my medical team's
So that's good. I mean, it's not great, but
I'd like to continue seeking treatment because...
yeah, so what does treatment look like? Is it...
So, okay, for me right now, I guess we'll start at the beginning. So, do you want to hear how I, like, first spotted it?
Yeah.
Okay, basically, the one day I could, like, kind of, like, feel some, like, tingling on the back of my head, and I was like, huh, that feels weird, and I thought I just, like, it felt more like, you know when you have your hair in a ponytail for a while?
Yeah.
And it just kind of, like, burns there?
Yeah.
It felt like that, but a little bit more.
Okay.
Intense than usual.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, like, was like, huh, anything wrong here? Felt around, had someone check, nothing wrong, and then went back to, you know, my day-to-day. Then a couple weeks later, I was like feeling back there because I was like, I wonder whatever happened with that. And I just like, I don't know how to describe when you feel a lack of something.
Shock?
Well,
Depending what it is?
like, it's because like,
Like, I don't know.
it felt more like skin on like the palm of a baby's hand, like a baby or something. Like, cause like there's not really hair there.
Yeah.
At all. There wasn't. Like, so like, you know, your normal arm hair and stuff like
Right.
that, your skin there feels different than...
So, not to make a bad joke, but it was smooth as a baby's bottom.
Basically. It was only the size of $50. And I was like, huh, that's weird. My initial thought was, oh God, is this something that they didn't tell me that happens when you hit 30?
I would have told you that.
I texted my sisters. That was my first instinct, was to shoot a picture to my sisters going like, is this something like the gray hair that you didn't tell me I was gonna get? And they're like, no, you need to see a doctor. And so I was like, I kind of like froze, because I was like, this is like a normal thing. So I texted my old roommate, who happens to be a rheumatologist, who specializes in autoimmune conditions.
Lucky enough.
Lucky me. And she's like, yeah, go see a dermatologist.
Yeah.
So, called, made an appointment for either, like, the following day? Oh, so I, like, talked to my friends that afternoon, and then called the next morning, and made it a same-day appointment.
Okay.
So.
Wow. That's good you could get in that quickly.
Yeah. I guess that's the benefit of living in a city with consistent access to medical care, because, like,
Yeah.
I know there are definitely places where it's not as possible.
So then did they diagnose you, like, right away? Did it take more tests?
So, like, I don't know, like, the thing with, like, diagnosis, I, like, never know, like, when they say, you have this.
Yeah.
Like, they're not handing me a certificate saying,
Congratulations!
congratulations, Laners! You've got alopecia. No, but, like, pretty much, like, that first day, they're like, this is alopecia areata. We don't think it's ready to go. We do want to run a few tests just to make sure. But we're going to treat it as such right away, just to stop it as soon as we can. So,
Yeah.
that treatment, back to the original question.
Yes.
Was shots of steroids in my scalp.
Ooh, lovely.
And I was like, okay. I felt actually pretty confident leaving after that. I was like, oh, so I just gotta get a shot in my scalp and that'll fix this. Oh,
Were you wrong?
God, I wish I could tell later.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely a journey after that started. So, and that is the, like, typical, my understanding is that that's the first typical course of action.
okay.
In any alopecia areata case right now. Alopecia areata, the treatments for it are really, really new. Like, 10 or so years ago, even 5 years ago would not be so lucky, it sounds like. Every medical professional I've spoken to, they are pretty happy with how the advancements in alopecia treatment has come in the last few years.
Nice.
Even like totalis, like total baldness, has been overcome by some people. Nice. So that helps with the confidence levels there.
Yeah.
With treatment, basically next few weeks I was just kind of like monitoring it closely, and this was when I had I had the Chicago Marathon and Italy over the next few weeks. Morning. So all of this was happening concurrently.
Yeah.
And also I was interviewing for a new job on top of that.
So you would say you might be a little stressed out.
Yes. Which apparently is a trigger for alopecia.
Okay, makes sense.
And basically we saw regrowth on that one spot, but around it, more hair loss.
Oh.
It just kind of like spread, but filled in the center, so it kind of looked like a target. Not gonna lie.
I don't mean to laugh, but
the
visual.
I know. I also thought it funny.
Okay.
But then I started seeing additional spots. How descriptive do you want me to get?
Completely up to you.
Like
whatever you're comfortable sharing.
I mean, for the listener's sake, you guys don't need to listen to me describe multiple bald spots. You just... all that's necessary is that...
How about...
there's like 5 of them.
Okay, I was gonna ask the number.
I would say right now there's like 5 of them.
And if they stayed around the, like, $50 mark, or are they bigger? Smaller? Combination?
Yes.
Okay. I found it!
So, as more started appearing, we kept treating them with shots of cortisol, but then it's pretty clear that we wanted to switch course of action.
Yeah.
Because it was spreading.
Yeah.
So, that was when we decided to change to a pill. It's called Olumiant. It was great. I was on samples, and things were stopped, and growth was happening. Like, it felt like it was on spots that hadn't been treated with cortisol.
Yeah.
And, then my insurance denied coverage. So, then we've been in this appeal. Okay, well, you say you'll cover this one, and then a new appeal has to be made.
Oh, jeez.
And then, so I'm in the midst of that. That is happening.
Fun.
Probably won't be on that name brand drug that I just said, so I'll probably bleep that drug anyway.
Yeah, I would.
And it's just like, okay, just waiting for that to all be solved. While that happens, I do have flies in my mouth.
That's a different way to treat it.
God, Throwback Thursday.
Right? After me now.
Anyway.
Too bad it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Now that we fought through the flies, the gnats. A heroic fight that was.
Yeah. You're like the Lord of the Flies.
The ladies of the flies.
Oh yeah, ladies of the flies.
On top of that, like, I think the bigger thing, on top of all that, I also do have, like, a generalized skin picking thing, and I have, acne, and I'm also working with my dermatologist on that, so.
Okay.
But it has been, of course, aggravated by stress, then I forgot to get my one prescription filled for my acne because I was so focused on
the other one.
The other ones that what head.
She literally just smacked herself in the head.
And so basically most of my life has been trying to fix all of that. I don't know, running has been the nice calming time I needed.
Yeah. Have you noticed, I know obviously the medication situation, but when your stress level does go down, do you notice that it seems to calm down a little bit, or have you not really?
I don't think I have enough data.
Yeah.
So I guess right now I'm kind of in the mindset where I'm in the midst of treating. I don't know, at drug treatment. I'm still trying to figure out how I respond to things. Kind of as you asked.
Yeah.
So I wish I had answers to all of your questions, but it's just I don't know.
Right.
I'm
sure.
It's not that I can't, or it's not that I won't, I can't answer them.
Right. Well, you just, to your point, you need more data than you can tell me.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't want to.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
And, I'm just laners, I'm not time.
Well, hopefully time, we'll get the medication sorted out, and you can be on that consistently, and hopefully that and stress management.
Yeah. 'Cause, here's the thing, I'm able to currently manage mine in a psychosocial sense by wearing my hair a certain way, and there's this, one, I'm not gonna say the name brand, you don't know it, it's basically you can spray on, just kind of fill in the blanks.
Okay.
So that,
yeah,
it just, where the thinner spots are.
Right.
I'm not worried about it looking out of balance. Cause it's really when you can compare the sides that I feel it's, super obvious. So, that thing though, if I get sweaty, it just, it does just kind of bleed. So, I really want brown trailing down my neck in our St. Louis summers.
Right.
Not really conducive to running. In that sense, it's a solution for specific time and place.
Right.
Which is good. But, and then, I do have very, very long hair.
You do.
Right now, this is some of the longest hair I've ever had in my adult life, to my knowledge. But I think actually, most people would suggest I get a haircut. I am actually just kind of managing my haircuts myself right now.
I was gonna say, 'cause, I know when I've lost hair due to stress, you go get a haircut, they tend to notice that.
Yeah.
So that's why, if you would go, I'm sure the person cutting your hair would notice.
Well, so it was so funny. My hairdresser is a brilliant woman, and I had gotten a haircut a few weeks before I noticed the spot, and I texted her, and I was like, "Hey, do you happen to notice bald spot?" And she would have told me right then and there. Yeah. When I was in the chair.
Right.
But I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
That she didn't. That this wasn't an existing thing that I just never knew about myself.
Right.
She, affirmed that it was not there. But yeah, I've just been kind of keeping up on the ends. Yeah. Just to
keep it looking pretty.
Yeah, keep it fresh. And
clean.
Yeah. Kind of save money right now on
yeah, that too.
Haircut. But that's been my journey so far. What else do you have for me, question-wise?
I think that's about it. I think, just to get a better understanding of what it is, kind of how you figured it out, and then, the treatment, I think, was the big things I wanted to learn.
Good. I'm glad that I can, at least give people my perspective on our podcast about this.
Yeah.
Something that I think it's, or not on the person who, if I'm in a conversation with someone, and they're asking how I'm doing, and, it eventually gets onto the, oh, well, I'm actually, like, farther along in the conversation, and we're in a deep we're in a deep convo.
Not just like a surface level, hey, how you doing?
I have accidentally startled a couple people. So I'm still trying to learn how to navigate conversations with it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
As someone with it, with alopecia, it is like, it's a part of my day-to-day.
Yeah.
And I want it to I want to treat it more as just like, kind of like an annoyance rather than something inhibiting my confidence.
Yeah, for sure. And like more, not normalize it, but kind of in a way normalize it. Like,
make it less shocking.
Yeah.
There's a lot more percentage in the U.S. that is affected by hair loss in general.
Yeah.
And then, there's, I don't know the exact data, but, I just know that I know more people than not have, more people than we all kind of want to admit have experienced some level of hair loss. And it's like, literally just being a human.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got in a really bad car accident the summer in between undergrad and grad school, and I lost like hunks of hair.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that, like, and you're not the only person. I know, like, so many women who have had babies. And
I was gonna say that's the same thing. Like, they have a baby, and with the hormones and everything, stress and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a normal thing for women, and I would like to just try to lessen the tension around it. Just,
like that.
Just, that is, I guess, my intention with opening up about it on the podcast.
Yeah, no, I think, obviously I appreciate it. I think our listeners don't want to speak for them, but I think they'll also appreciate it. And, I mean, we are just real normal people living our life.
Yeah.
Even though, we're podcast famous, but no big deal.
That's it for this episode of Happy Pace. Like this episode and channel if you found your happy pace while listening. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find us on social media at happy_pace_podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Email us at happypace@houseofmachka.com if you have any questions, comments, and ideas for guests. This is a House of Machka production. Our music is written, performed, and recorded by Grant Underhill, Mike Plasmeier, and Jake Laconte. Our graphic designer is Rachel Slingluff, and our marketing manager is Gretchen Brune. This episode was recorded and edited by Elaine Sims. Happy Pace is recorded in front of a live Forest Park audience.